This unit introduces the methods of drafting trousers. By the end of this unit, students will be able to review the techniques used for trouser draft, acquire skills of blending curves of trouser legs, recall the terms used in the draft of trouser, distinguish between pattern of front and back leg patterns. Before we begin, let us understand the definition of a trouser. It's also called a bifurcated garment because it separates from crotch level to the ankles. It can be classified based on various silhouettes like culottes, trousers, slacks and pants. This can be identified based on the measurement proportions distributed along the patterns. Draft of trouser leg patterns, size 32. The same procedure which was used for drafting the shirt can be applied here too. We are going to start with step 1, which starts with drawing a vertical line. And perpendicular line. This perpendicular line can be extended approximately 110 centimeter. This vertical line is called imaginary line. A to B 1 centimeter. A to C hip depth 20 centimeter. A to D crotch depth, also called body rise, 27 centimeter. A to E, knee depth 58 centimeter. A to F, side length is also called outseam 99 centimeter. Draw a perpendicular line from point B, C, D, E and F as shown in the diagram. With this, step 1 completes. Please note, draw vertical line and perpendicular line, then mark point A, which will be imaginary line, then A to B upward 1 centimeter, then A to C hip depth 21 centimeter, A to D crotch depth 27 centimeter. A to E knee depth 57 centimeter. A to F side seam length, it's also called out seam, 99 centimeter. Now let us proceed to step 2. Here we are going to complete the front and back hip portion. From point C, measure 1/4 of hip circumference minus half centimeter, which is equal to 24.5 centimeter. From point G, draw a perpendicular line towards the imaginary line to obtain the line GH. Draw another perpendicular line from point G towards the line drawn perpendicular to point D to obtain GI, which is called thigh line. H to JA, 1/4 of waist circumference is equal to 20.5 centimeter. J to K parallel line and equal to AB. TL 28 centimeter thigh circumference divided by 2 minus 2.5 centimeter. D to M 33 centimeter, which is DL plus DM is equal to 61 centimeter total of thigh circumference. IN is 1/3 of IH, which is 9 centimeter. Connect CN and exfoliate the line. C to O 1/4 of hip circumference plus half centimeter, which is equal to 25.5 centimeter. Place the short arm of the L scale on point O and measure 22.5 centimeter, which is 1/4 of the waist circumference plus dot allowance 2 centimeter on the long arm of the L scale. It's placed point O and intersection taking place at B line for 22.2 centimeter, which is 1/4 of waist plus 2 centimeter dot allowance. Align the L scale such that the long arm intersects the line BK. Draw OP and PQ as shown in the figure. O P the intersect point on BK line is Q. Done. Now let us move to step 3. Start from point I. Bisect angle I and measure 2.2 centimeter to obtain I and I1 and 4 centimeter to obtain I and I2 as shown. This line is bisecting the angle of I. Measure 2.2 centimeter and 4 centimeter now to obtain N, I1 and L and O, I2 and M. Using the French curve as shown in the diagram to complete the front and back rise line. This will be I1. This will be I2. Now join N, I1 and L with the help of French curve. Now O, I2 and M. Need to be adjusted carefully. This line will be the back rise and this line will be the front rise. Shape HK and TC using hip curve for front waist arc and side seam with the help of hip curve. Shape HK and KC using hip curve for front waist arc and side seam as shown. Hip curve to be placed like this and shape K and H. This can be taken straight then connected to K. After that, place hip curve at the edge and join to C like this. This will be front waist arc and the side seam of the front leg. Now moving to next point. Draw a line perpendicular to DL from point R to the imaginary line to get the line RS. Point R will be half of D and L. That is 14 for point R. Now draw perpendicular line from point R towards imaginary line. So that you get R and S. This will be S. From the same point R to point T on the line drawn from point E and extend up to point U on the line drawn from point F as shown in the figure. From same point R, draw a perpendicular to line drawn on E and extend to the line drawn on F to get point T and U. Point T, point U. T2 T1 and T2, keeping the point T half of knee circumference minus 1.5 centimeter, which will be 21.5 centimeter, measured equally on both sides from T1 to T2, 21.5 centimeter, half of that will be 10.75. T1, T2. From T is a center point. Total it will be 21.5 centimeter, which is half knee circumference minus 1.5 centimeter. From T1 to T3, extend this line, half of knee circumference plus 1.5 centimeter, which will be 24.5 centimeter. Now, in this case T1 to T2, we reduced 1.5 centimeter. In T1 to T3, we increase 1.5 centimeter, that is to compensate the circumference measurement. So here 24.5 centimeter from T1 to T3. Moving to point U as a center point, half of bottom circumference minus 1.5 centimeter, which will be 18.5 centimeter, to be distributed equally from point U. So 18.5 centimeter will be 9.25 centimeter. This will be point U1. And this will be point U2. U1 to U3, half of bottom circumference plus 1.5 centimeter, total will be 21.5 centimeter, The formula of distribution of knee circumference and bottom circumference same, but measurement varies. 21.5 centimeter. U3. U1, U2 plus U1, U3 will be total bottom circumference, which is 40 centimeter. With this, step 3 concludes. Let us move to step 4, where we are going to align all the points with curve lines. That's the front leg and the back leg. First, join D and T1 with the dotted line as shown in the illustration. Do the same with L, T, T2 and M, T3. M and T3. Mark the midpoints of the lines DT1, LT2 and MT3. Can be given a cross mark. Measure 3 millimeter from point V1. Mark V, W and X. V2, V1 3 millimeter. W2, W1 9 millimeter. X2, X1 11 millimeter. This will be point X1, point W1 and this will be V1. See these measurements to be measured X towards the direction of the crease line, W also towards the crease line, and V1 towards the reference line. Shape DV1T1, LW1T2 and MX1T3 with the help of hip curve as demonstrated. W1 T3 and tilt the French curve D V1 and T1. Join T1 U1, T2 U2 and T3 U3 with the straight ruler. T1 U1, T2 U2, T3 U3. Now measure YY3 7.5 centimeter. Now shape Q and C for the back side seam hip line. This will be the back side seam hip line. Next, let us move to waistline dart placement at back. This PQ line is the waist arc line of the back leg, where we are going to place the dart, which is placed from Q to Y 10 centimeter. This 10 centimeter is half of P and Q
minus
plus 1 centimeter. Point Y. Measure 1 centimeter on both sides of point Y and mark them as Y1 and Y2 as shown. y1, y2. Measure y and y3 7.5 centimeter, which is perpendicular to line PQ. PQ is the reference line, and draw a perpendicular line from point Y for 7.5 centimeter, which is 7.5. 7.5 centimeter, which is the length of the dot. Now connect y1, y3 and y2, y3 to form a dot. Next, let us move to welt pocket placement at back. From y3, draw a perpendicular line. To obtain Z and Z1, measure 6.5 centimeter on both sides, so that total will be 13 centimeter, which is pocket opening. Label Z, Z1, which is 13 centimeter, opening of the welt pocket.
Stop.
Point Z and Z1 is the opening of the welt pocket. Measure Z to Z1 and Z1 to Z3 1 centimeter. Point Z, Z2, Z1 to Z3. Now connect Z to Z3 to give the complete pocket. Front diagonal pocket placement. Measure 4 centimeter from point K on the front waist arc line to mark the point K. Now this will be the front arc line which starts from K, ends at H. Measure 4 centimeter on the curve line and mark point K1. K1 to K2 17 centimeter and K to K1 16 centimeter as shown in the figure. This will be 17 centimeter and this will be 16 centimeter, so that you get point K2. Draw K1, K2 16 centimeter and 17 centimeter as shown in the figure. Now connect K1 and K2 to give the diagonal line. Now K1, K2 is the diagonal point which shows the pocket of the front sides. With this, the draft concludes. The next step will be the separation. After drafting the measurements, need to examine the draft again to verify all the measurements, curved lines and the straight lines, to check whether they meet the required shape and measurements specified in the specification sheet before separating the various parts. In case of any errors, the draft should be rectified at this stage itself. Once the error, anything found, is rectified after the final drafting, seam allowance, fold allowance should be added as shown in the figure, which will be followed in next level. Now let us review the steps we have followed, starting from step 1, where we started with square line, hip depth line, crotch line, knee line, and bottom line. Moving to step 2, we have further marking of measurements. Hip measurement, which is across measurement, thigh measurement and waist measurement, along with the knee line and bottom line. Further to third step, we have shaping of crotch lines, which is a front rise and back rise, along with waist arc and side seams. With that, we have center crease line, which is a reference line for the creasing of trouser legs. After step 1, 2 and 3, we have moved to fourth step, which gives a complete pattern with the placement of dart, back welt pocket and front diagonal pocket. The shaping of legs of front clearly gives the shape of the front leg pattern and back leg pattern, along with the hip pocket placement in the back leg and diagonal pocket placement in the front leg. With this, we are completing the draft and moving to separate these patterns using a technique called tracing and separation. You have come to the end of this unit. To summarize in this unit, you have learnt how to draft a trouser leg patterns, that is front and back, front closure, pattern fly, pocket backs as well as left and right waistbands. To familiarize and for better understanding, you must practice method being used by using other measurement with slightly modified designs.